We'll do it quickly. You know, people don't want to watch more than 3-minute video, so we'll just kind of go through. Ready?
Yep. Oh, is it running on its own?
It's going on its own. All right, welcome everyone. It's Patrick Daly.
And Brenda Regan.
And we're here just to talk a little bit about NPEN and some of the exciting new opportunities for you for 2019-20.
Okay, and you can see that the vision statement for NPEN is that we'll maximize regional resources to provide high-quality inter-district professional development for many of our low-incidence staff members.
And some of the benefits are big conference on election day each year for our low-incidence staff. We have networking opportunities across the region. We can participate in district-sponsored PD. We also do some multi-district curriculum mapping and other curriculum development projects. We've come together to develop online mandatory training resources, and we're also looking to do coursework in member districts whenever that's available.
You can see that on our Fall Extravaganza Day, we serve many different content areas from visual and performing arts through special ed, related service providers, and most recently with the addition of our business teachers.
This is just a quick graphic to show you some of the overview of the member districts and then the steering committee. And then these are our current sites: Billerica, Chelmsford, North Reading, new this year, Lawrence, Methuen, and Tewksbury. And then you can see the content areas that are going to be featured for each site.
Okay, member district responsibilities. First and foremost, and highlighted, is to please fill out the member district survey. That gives us an idea of how many people in each of those content areas you'll be sending. We're also going to need an identity to identify a point person in your district that we will be contacting throughout our planning of NPEN on November 5th.
And these are our members of the steering committee. So the steering committee meets routinely throughout the year to plan the day. Currently, we have Billerica, Carlisle, Chelmsford, Crest Collaborative, Lawrence, North Middlesex Regional School District, North Reading, Seam Collaborative, Tewksbury, Valley Collaborative, and Wilmington.
The steering committee responsibilities, these are the boots on the ground people who are attending monthly steering meetings. They're designing the day. They're getting the sessions and presenters all in order together for all of your teachers to come and see on that PD day. These folks deserve a giant round of applause early and after because they do all of this work for NPEN.
Now, the host districts, there's a little bit more that's done there. So currently it's Billerica, Chelmsford, North Reading, Lawrence, Methuen, and Tewksbury. They're going to communicate about the information to the steering team, so some of the logistical information, coordinate things like parking, lunch, classroom spaces, the tech needs. This, again, is why it's so important for us to have a pretty close to exact count of how many folks are being sent, so we know how many people to plan for and what kind of rooms and spaces we need. They also are going to be collecting the folders, collecting the W-2s, organizing all the presenters. And it's just a note that, the host districts, those folks for their time are not compensated. This is just something that we're doing to make the NPEN work well.
All right. What you'll also be seeing at the end of the slideshow is a link for you to fill out your member fee structure. Basically, if you look at the fee structure, 49 or fewer members or teachers that come to the PD day, your district will pay $600. If you have between 50 and 99 people attending NPEN Day, it's $1,000 for your district, and 100 to 150 people, it's $1,400 for the district. That's less than $10 a person for a full day of high-quality PD. Payment is due prior to signing up, so registration won't open to the districts until we have the district payment, and the invoices will be sent out once you click on the sign up or the registration. There'll be a link for you to get your invoice. If payment is not received by August 31st, there is a $100 fee that we'll need to put into place this year.
So this is just an overview of some of our content coordinators by name. You can see for physical education, we have Barrett Rounds from Gloucester. For health, we have Jeff Osgood from Methuen. Visual performing arts, we have Chris Deerbeck from Billerica and Chris Whittlesley from Chelmsford. Library team PD coordinators, Rachel Bahuda from Billerica and Kim Brown from North Reading. And information technology PD team coordinator Carla Fitzgerald from Billerica. So I said that wrong, right? It's
Rachel Buhanda.
Buhanda. So let me try that again. So the NPEN content coordinators, the positions that are listed here, the physical education team is Barrett Rounds from Gloucester. Health PD team coordinator is Jeffrey Osgood from Methuen. Visual and Performing Arts, Chris Deerbeck from Billerica, and Christine, is it Christine?
Christy.
Visual and Performing Arts is Chris Deerbeck from Billerica and Christy Whittlesey from Chelmsford. The library team PD coordinator is Rachel Buhanda from Billerica and Kim Brown from North Reading. And information technology is Carla Fitzgerald from Billerica.
Next set of content coordinators include World Languages, which is Sharon Charbonnier from Westford. Our ESL PD coordinator, Jennifer Fitzgerald from SEAM. Related service provider PD coordinator is Laura Badger from the Valley. And BCBA sub-separate and special ed leaders coordinator, Catherine Hindle from SEAM. Paraprofessional PD coordinator is to be determined. That person will come from Lawrence Public Schools. Our preschool or pre-K PD coordinator, Donna Rosso, newly joining us from Melrose. Our guidance and behavioral health PD coordinators are Karen Baker O'Brien from Tewksbury and Christine Murray from Wilmington, and business PD coordinator Tom Souza from Chelmsford.
So those content coordinators will receive a stipend of $600. This is for preparation that's done outside of the district's contractual day, and there's a lot of planning that goes into those sessions and coordinating with presenters and working with the team and reviewing feedback. And there's many things that happen before and after that day, and that's what the $600 stipend covers. It's made at the conclusion of the sessions.
Our NPEN content coordinators are a very skilled set of teachers who understand what type of PD folks in their content area need, and they are seeking presenters. We'll remind you again at the end of this presentation, but they are seeking presenters in the various content areas who may have something of value that their peers need to hear.
And as we mentioned, their biggest job is overseeing that one-day professional day in the fall, but they're organizing some planning meetings leading up to that day. They're going to help design the actual day and the way it's logistically laid out. And they will start all of the correspondence and the meetings between and all the follow-up activities afterwards and be integral members with the survey that takes place on the PD day.
As we said, these content coordinators are seeking presenters now. They'll be doing that work and finalizing all their presenters by September of next school year. So we need your help in getting some presenters to the various content groups.
So each content area will have a planning team. It's going to have 4 or 5 content specialists. So these folks are teachers in your districts who would help join and plan and work with the content coordinators. So if you do have folks in mind that would be great for this, you may want to have them reach out to the content coordinators to get involved.
Okay, being a member of the planning team does have its perks. Not only does it indicate strong instructional leadership abilities of your staff members, they'll also receive, if they present at NPEN, a $100 preparation stipend for each unique workshop and an additional 30 PDPs.
So after the planning team brainstorms all the relevant content area topics, the coordinators and the team seek and schedule their qualified presenters. And it's vital that member districts identify potential presenters, as we may need up to 200 presenters on that November day.
Okay, and here is the presenter stipend schedule. And as we said, and we keep saying, we do need NPEN presenters. Many districts have had teachers that have presented at NPEN before. It's quite rewarding. For each 90-minute session, there's a $100 preparation stipend. You can see that different sites may have shorter 45-minute quick workshops, 1-hour workshops, or sometimes a full day workshop. That stipend would be $200 for the preparation of that workshop. We realize that teachers are already being paid for the day, so this is above and beyond their day for preparing for the presentation.
And the determination of the length of the sessions, that's usually the logistical piece that's done by the site coordinators and the content leads. But there are some different pay scales depending on the amount of time that you present. So that's all to be worked out with that team. So the registration is going to be coming out in the fall, and this is an online registration system. We currently use a Google form. All of the participants register online, so it's critical for the point person in your district. This is why this person needs to be identified. They're going to receive all of our update emails, and as registration approaches, there'll be lots of logistical things that are communicated. You then would send that link out to all the teachers that you're attending. One thing that we ask you is to please only send it to those folks who should be registering, so we don't have to unregister folks from areas who are not supposed to attend. So basically, your core content teachers, math, ELA, social studies, those folks are not attending on an NPEN day, even if the workshop looks very interesting. The whole idea of NPEN is that we're developing um, focused professional learning for art teachers and for phys ed teachers and for other areas that are low incidence.
And those other areas where you may find it difficult to plan for those types of teachers on your district focused PD.
And once your teachers are all signed up for the day, communication then will be able to also continue directly because we will have their email addresses from the registration. Very important that we do not have any walk-ins. We do not have anyone. There's no way to get people in who do not sign up. We are at capacity. It's a good problem to have, but we are absolutely at capacity for our spaces, for our parking, for our classrooms. And so registering for the correct sessions on time guarantees that they will get a spot.
At the end of the professional development day, attendees will fill out an evaluation. From the evaluation, they'll receive through their email, so it's always important that they put the correct email address, they'll receive their certificate of attendance.
All right, so some next steps for member districts. Very important that you complete that survey that we have linked here below, and it's also going to be in the email. That survey is going to show you the actual number of participants, your best guesstimate based on those numbers you've sent to us in the past, so that our content leads can plan for the day. There's also a link here to the member handbook.
All right, and then the invoice. All member districts must complete this invoice form as soon as possible so that we can prepare. And if you feel that you do not want to participate in NPEN again this year, we can get notice out to districts who are on a waiting list, as there are several districts who would love to send their teachers to the NPEN extravaganza.
So as we mentioned before, you can fill this out as soon as you receive it. You can fill it out after July 1st if that's what your needs are, and you can also just try to get us that payment before August 31st. There will be a fee if payment is late this year. So when you click on the link here below, it's also going to be sent in the body of the email as well. What's going to happen is it's going to prompt you and ask you to submit your information as well as a point person in your district, perhaps a business manager or someone from the payroll office who is the main contact for creating the invoice. You're also going to get an invoice as a receipt from you filling out the Google form, and we're going to get a copy on our end so that we know that you've registered, and we'll be waiting for you to complete your purchase order and send that in. So all of that information gets done and automatically generated once you complete and submit that form. It's also included in that form is going to be a copy of the W-9 that you may need for your payroll office to complete that purchase order.
And I just want to add that we hope that you're excited about NPEN PD again. We get a lot of feedback from the teachers that attend, teachers that typically, as I said, it's difficult to plan focus PD for these low incident roles, and they really appreciate the day to network with each other.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. All right. So I
flubbed up a couple of them. I didn't know you could go